that's true though, especially this day and age and stuff. They be like, "Oh, girl, you need to go ahead and leave him.
That
Please."
part. That
Yeah,
part.
he ain't no good. He ain't even got this. He ain't got his own this. I'll be like,
And
girl,
then I come to you. Look, I'm going through it with my lady, and here it is. I want to come tell you something. You call and be like, "Play, what's up?" I'm telling you this and all that, but I'm over here going through it, acting like I'm not lying to you. Now you gonna take my advice and go wreck your relationship. You got it. That part.
that's you have to be careful about that too, because let alone you be at work and stuff and you got your little, work friends and stuff, and you go and confide in your work friend and be like, well, tell me from a male perspective, how this work with you, whoop, whoop. And little did you know, you think you cool with old buddy. Little did you know, he trying to be more than friends.
That
You know
part.
what I mean? He trying to be your, not only your work husband, but your at home husband.
That
You know what
part.
I mean? So when you over there trying to get the male perspective from him, he gonna tell you, "Oh no, your man not doing it right.
There
You
you
know,
go.
he
There you
doing
go.
this. He slipping. He need to be doing it like this. See, somebody like me would do it like this.
That part.
That's wrong. Anytime you go to somebody for advice, if they listen, they'll walk you through something,
There
and
you
they
go.
won't have to say too much.
There you
But
go.
anytime they say something more than what you said, or they offer they 2 cents, they're not trying to help you, baby. They trying to hurt you. And my daddy taught me that.
You see what I'm saying? So you get it. You get where I'm coming from. That's
Yeah.
where I'm coming from.
But yeah, what's going on, Thriving? Hey, Shannon. Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hey, hi. Hi, Chicago.
How y'all doing? How
Tell my
y'all
family
doing?
I said, hey, I know you don't know them, but tell them.
I know. I love the city. The city love me. I move around out here, so I know a lot of people. The people that's right. If they ain't right, I don't know them. Or I know them, I just stay away from them.
I got some good family in
I know.
Shot Town.
I can tell your
But
energy.
yeah, hi, Thriving. Hi, Don.
Hey,
Everybody.
Kana, how are you doing?
You know what? Shoot, I'm so happy and blessed. I can't even explain it, but I'm doing good.
Oh, that's
I
right.
can't
Amen to
complain.
that.
Yes, Lord. Yes,
Wonderful,
Lord.
wonderful.
Hmm.
Hey, host, let me show you something. Hang on. How do I do this thing? Can you see?
Yo, what up,
No,
big?
I can't see. Hey, Shot Town, stacking everybody. How y'all feeling? Oh, let's
Hey,
go,
I'm
Thrivers.
about,
How you
yeah, I'm
feeling?
about to, yeah, I'm about to feed the children. I
Oh,
got
wow,
the veggies
Thriving. You over
cooking.
there cooking in the kitchen.
Oh,
What
I
you
what?
got
cooking?
the chicken warming up, and
Okay,
yeah, I'll be back.
what is it though?
Oh, it's just vegetables, potatoes and onions, and just kale. Whatever I got in the fridge. Them kids eat anything as long as it's cooked. You know what I'm saying? You just have to
Too
have it
thriving. I'm
cooked.
cooking over here too. That's exactly what I'm doing. Cooking. I'm making two meals. Two
And
meals.
I have my little helper here who just stands here
Ah,
and
look at your
little
little helper. Let's go, little
You
yeah,
helper.
better
and waits
get
for
that
something
dog
to
out that
drop.
kitchen. You tripping.
So I'll be back. Okay, I
Okay,
gotta
you
feed
better
them and
be
I'll be
careful
back.
with that dog. Dog look like you finna eat everything.
Man,
That dog gonna be on that stove in 2 seconds. What's up, F2F coach?
Hey,
What's up, brother?
what's up, King? How you doing, brother?
Man, I appreciate you, man. Salute for the cam up, man. I love it, Jack.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Talk to me, man.
I just popped in, man. I read the prompt, but it threw me off a little bit. So,
Okay,
what was the
it's basically,
context?
there go another sister with the cam up. Hey, sister camming up. It mean basically like, I come to you with some of my issues and you trying to tell me something about the situation I'm in, and I take that and I bring it back to the next person. You date people, but you really dating a friend for real because they taking that advice, telling you what to do in your situationship and they bringing it back to you.
Mm,
Know what you mean?
You know what I mean? Come on, sister, talk about it.
yeah,
I
I
know
might need
exactly
a.
what you mean.
Huh?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Um, but if face to face want to go first, what's his name?
You go ahead, Shannon. You
Uh,
break it down for me real quick. I'll piggyback off of you.
Absolutely not a problem. I'll be more than happy to do that for you. Who is your partner dating? You or your friend? You know what? And you know what, brother Chicago? I think it's more than just your friend. I think it could be who is your partner dating, your mama, your sister,
That
your
part.
auntie, people who are in your relationships because you're taking information to them and you're listening to them and you're not honoring the person who you're in a relationship with.
Thank you
So
so
you
much,
don't
sis.
trust. Go ahead.
No, I
I'm
said thank you
sorry.
so much. Come on.
So you don't trust the person. I can see if you're getting advice, some wisdom,
Right.
making a
That's what the
decision
sister
about
at the
something.
top said. Same thing. Come on.
Yeah, I can see that. But it's a problem when it is unhealthy, and it's a problem when you're taking this advice or you're listening to all of these different things about the person that you're with, and you're bringing all that trauma or all that foolishness in your relationship, and your man or your woman is sitting there looking at you like, that ain't you. Where'd you get that from? Why are you bringing this up now? It's like, we've established this, we've made a decision about that, and you saying you don't want to do this. Last week you said you wanted to. That is somebody else in the ear of the person that you're with. And I don't, and I'm gonna be quick, but this is what I teach the women in my women's group. When you are in a relationship or when you're married to a man, you need to make sure that your friends are solid, that they have wisdom, and they're not in your business to tell you to leave somebody or to steer you the wrong way or jealous. This is why I tell men, when you meet a woman that you are interested in, you need to meet her mother. You need to meet the friends that she's closest to, because those are the people that she's going to be going to when y'all are going through something. And you need to trust that those people that she knows is going to give her rock solid
Hold
advice.
on,
But
sis.
if
I
you
gotta
don't,
piggyback because you cooking. Look, I know
okay,
I gotta well, I can't I gotta be careful how I say this. I know somebody going through,
yes,
right? And
yeah,
you gotta try to follow me because I don't wanna,
I'm following
the
you.
person he's dealing with, and this like,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah,
ring finger type of thing.
yeah,
She wanted to let her people know instead of them advocating for this, they pulled her
yeah.
away from him. Now
Oh yeah, oh
they
yeah,
get
oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah. It was a young man that was on TikTok. He took the TikTok and he said he was dating some young girl. He said he was 26 years old. He said, but when he went to the woman's house, in around her family, he saw that women in her family didn't have no men. Now, see, that's a great observation, because he understands that if he had a got with that girl and not turned away, there's a big possibility that that girl would be pulled away from him because of these women.
There you
Women,
go.
I'm sorry, women get jealous
There you
when
go.
women get a man. That's just the way it is. And I'm not saying that this doesn't happen to brothers, but I see that this happens a lot more with women. And I have a video on it. And if you want, I can play it in a
Yeah.
little while.
Yeah.
But definitely, women leave men who they don't even want to leave. But the reason why they leave is because of the sisterhood. The sisterhood is that strong. They're more loyal to the sisterhood.
And
You
and
got to make sure the woman you getting or the man that you getting is loyal to you.
and I seen this
So
happen
anyway,
over and over and over again, sister. On some solid real. I'm talking about real marriages turning into real divorces.
yeah, because of the people and this, I'm sorry, but most of the time it is women. Women are very territorial. There was a woman on TikTok that took the TikTok and got all in the middle of her friend. She's my friend since grade school, and we've been knowing him before she met him, and that's my friend. Now she was giving off that lim lim vibes and lickety split vibes. You know what I mean? But she was so possessive. She was so possessive, and some women can be so possessive over their friends because they don't have somebody.
There you
So
go.
we can go a long way on this, and I don't mean to put the women out there like that, but this behavior is more prominent in female relationships. So I'm sorry to say,
I'm
but
just
it is.
asking because influence go a long way, and man. I'm serious, people. You just spoke on it.
Yeah, it is. We have the propensity. We are so loyal to the sisterhood that we leave out of guilt. We leave didn't you say you was gonna leave him? You said you get tired. Damn, why you gonna? I ain't gonna be listening to you no more. I ain't gonna be listening to you no more. You know what I'm saying? So you making her feel guilty, so she get ready to leave because she feel like she got to be loyal to her friend. So if you don't have a woman, look, it's a one thing for women to say, I'm strong and independent and all that. That's one thing. Y'all don't like that. But it's another thing to have a woman that is strong. And when I say that, I mean mentally solid. This is a woman that can walk her own path. She'll take your advice, she'll listen and hear you out, but she is not going to allow you to break up her home. This is a woman that will not allow you. The Bible says that a foolish woman tears down her house, but a wise woman builds it up. If she doesn't have builders around her, women of wisdom around her, women of virtue around her, that's not going to work. She's going to walk this walk and have a mentality that this is how I protect myself and this is how I protect my man. You ain't gonna know about all these other things. You're not gonna know what's going on in my relationship. I don't even ask my best friend. Only, the one question I ask my best friend when I call her or she call me, you know what I ask her?
Come on.
I asked her one question. How your husband doing? How's he doing? Oh, he doing good. Okay, that's it. I don't ask what y'all going through, what y'all doing. Is he good? I just want to make sure the family's good. Y'all good. It's cool. That's it. We don't even have depth conversations about her marriage. And that's been my friend for 40 years. And she's been married for 28. She do
Wow.
the same thing with me. She ain't call and ask me what's going on in my relationship. And he said we don't roll like that. And every woman that come into my life gets the notice. This is what you won't do. I set boundaries. I'm gonna vet you as a friend. You're gonna get vetted. It doesn't matter, man or woman. I need to know who you are.
Yeah.
So if you don't, I need to vet you because I need to know. I need to see if you are the type of person that I have to listen to you tell me about my relationship and you got me over here tripping. It's not gonna be me. So
Wow.
you ladies, you gotta surround yourself. Men, you gotta surround yourself with solid God-fearing people that care more about staying together than leaving one another. So that's all I gotta say about that.
Appreciate that, sister. F2F, you got it. You got us. You got us now.
I definitely get the gist, brother. And for me, I would never advise a client or somebody I know to take advice as a married couple from somebody who is single, who is doing serial monogamous dating, somebody who isn't really stable in their own foundation, expecting them to give you some sound advice that doesn't leave you with an ultimatum to either have this person abide by your rules or vice versa or separate. And sometimes, especially in a man's world, when we're going through something with our woman, we don't have anybody really to talk to.
Talk
Even
about
if
it.
it is a trusted husband of 7 years or more with his wife. Because here's the thing, men are more logical based. So the moment we hear a problem, our mind automatically drives to a solution. And most men will take that solution if they feel it is fitting. If my partner was cheating on me, I don't have male friends I can go to. Or if I felt like she was flirting or sneaking around, I don't have homeboys I can go to and just talk about that to and expect them to give me some sound advice on how to, combat that or figure that out. Most women, if they have a male partner who is stepping out of the relationship or marriage, they can talk about it whenever, whoever, however they want to their girlfriends. Because most women speak to vent. They're not necessarily speaking, expecting somebody to give them that solid advice. Because you can ask these women in a panel, more than likely they have a friend who could use some advice, talks about all her problems, but never takes the advice. We've even got some men who listen to their partners. She may talk about her day at work, something she's dealing with, a problem going on. You give sound advice, she don't want to give it. She don't want to hear it. She just wants to let it out. And so my biggest thing is, one, if you are looking for advice from someone, I would never advise you take it from someone of your friend group who's single, clearly has more of a wandering eye for multiple people, and doesn't have the tolerance level for what you're dealing with. Because a breakup comes with more than just separating human bodies. There could be children involved, there could be finances involved, there could be estates, assets, and most importantly, your emotional, state. And most people break up and usually get back together within 2 to 3 years. So it's very difficult and tainted to let people in on your dirty laundry. And so I don't really advise it. But I do suggest, if you're going through something right now, to focus on that inner work. Where do I end up becoming if at the end of the day I have to make a decision to leave or to stay? Do I have the confidence to get up and walk away if I go through my partner's phone and see something I don't want to see, or go through something like if a woman gets hit in the face by her man? Does she have that confidence to walk away at that time? And if those situations are what's really bothering her, then there needs to be some more inner work that needs to be done.
Yo, can I touch on this?
Salute, family. Come on, come on. I
The reason
appreciate
why
you, F2F. I just hit your line too, man.
when
Come
I
on,
get into
Scott.
a relationship, when I get in a relationship, the one thing I try to stress to my partner is let's keep our stuff between us, because once you go outside of that, what happens is, say if she go to her single sisters or girlfriends or single mother, whatever, what happens is your girlfriend might forgive you, but the family might not forgive you. So they're going to start looking at you different, right? And it brings a whole new layer of challenges in the relationship, because now we done forgiven each other, but now I come over your mama house for Thanksgiving and she looking at me crazy. And just because you exposed this because you was emotional and went to lash out, now your mom's is looking at me crazy. Your sister looking at me crazy. Your whole family looking at me, your brother. So now you got to battle with the whole family because she decided to share, things that's going on with y'all. And I try to stress, like, listen, let's try to work these things out before you go and try to, make me look like the bad guy. And you're going to stay with me, and your family going to be like, girl, you should leave him or whatever. But you're going to come right on back because you love your partner. And then, your family going to be treating you away and giving you the side eye. And you could tell when people got heat for you, man. You could feel it, man. So you don't want to be coming to family functions and, they looking at you crazy. They might throw something in your food. You don't never know, man. So I just try to stay away from it. And I know it's hard for women to do that because they are really emotional and they need somebody to talk to and all this stuff. But I say, yo, go to your marriage counselor or something. Find you a therapist to vent to. That deep, intimate stuff before, before it gets out of hand. And then you trying to convince your family, though, I was just going through something, want your life again. And it's too late now, when you put in your family, they ain't as easy to forgive as you are.
Facts.
Absolutely. It lives there, and that's really true, man. It's very difficult to get somebody to change their mind because we all wake up different every day. When I'm around feminine energy, I understand there's times my partner is madly in love with me. And then I notice sometimes she just want to kill me. You know what I mean? And that energy feels real, and we could be going through something. But every single time we have a disagreement, for her to want to pick up the phone and call a best friend or call a homegirl or a coworker, expecting them to have the solution for her, is just airing out dirty laundry that we may get over, but they never truly fully get over it. And so that's something we have to deal with later on. And now, like brother said, you're left trying to convince them that situation was temporary. He's changed or she's changed. It's different now. And they're just looking at you with a,
That part.
like you stuck, you blinded, you whipped or whatever. And so, it's extremely important. You keep your personal things private, work on those indoors, and especially when you out in public, don't let the scenery and energy change. Learn how to compartmentalize that, because the worst thing you can do is be around friends and family and your partner is talking down to you or mistreating you or undermining you, besmirching your character in front of other people. Now they know something's going on, even though they may not know exactly what it is. And you become the talk of that relationship that got some issues. And so, like the brother said, counseling, extremely important. Get a third party involved, somebody who doesn't have any skin in the game and can give you an unbiased, approach to your
You
situation.
get paid to keep their mouth closed.
Man, look, man,
Absolutely.
let me
Come
tell
on.
you this. Everybody on this panel that got a buddy, got a homie, got a female friend who they think 100. This my partner. He ain't gonna say nothing. And that same partner or female think they got somebody that's 100. This my partner that she ain't gonna say nothing. And the same, whatever you telling them, they gonna think, oh, I can tell my partner ain't gonna say nothing. They got that same partner ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna say nothing. It's gonna milk out of some way. That's just what it is, man. Your partner, you got somebody, one of your partners be like, man, my motherfucking girl done said this, man, she done did this and did that, and you think he gonna keep it in his back pocket all the time. He on the phone late at night telling his broad trip because he
That's
think his
why.
buddy gonna keep it on a low. It's just what it is, man. That's how it's always gonna twinkle like that.
Like
It's,
It
that
always.
it's
why did
wild.
I
So
get
you know
married
it.
1 and 2?
Come on.
Perfect example.
So for me, it's like, man, it's not about nobody like it's not like trying to get a solution in your situation. It's just somebody thinking they vent to somebody that's 100 and ain't gonna go back and come back to you. That's all it is.
Come
That's
back
all because
30,
I do
come
that
back
shit, man.
30 ways.
Hell yeah, boy. You think something going on and you be like, man, oh man, this is what's going on with me, bro. I need a market to vent to. You can't look in your rearview mirror and and talk to yourself sometimes. You wanna reply to your complaint, bro. And you gonna go to the mother you familiar with. And that's all it is, man. But males do the same man. They do the
Right.
same man. So at the end, I don't, man. For me, I ain't got no mother, man. I'm dating, man. So I ain't. It's too many people out in this world, man. To me to be
Right.
bogged down and I can't have nobody stressing me out. I'm gonna get up out of there. Bye.
Come
Facts.
on.
It's tough. It's difficult, man. I know one thing though. Most men require respect on any and every level when it comes to dealing with a man or a woman. And to talk to your partner or friend and confide in them and basically explain in a nutshell, this person is not respecting me whatsoever. They're only going to give you the sound advice that they would want somebody to give to them. And it's never going to be under the premise of stick around there, brother, just tolerate it, deal with it. You ain't got no other options. It's really going to be, more along the lines of, brother, man, you can go get anybody you want. Why are you putting up with that? You need to really step your game up or put your foot down. And knowing that sometimes that doesn't always equate to a resolution. Me demanding something out of my partner doesn't mean the problem went away. It just means in a temporary moment, I struck fear in her and she either complied or didn't. But that's not really the way you earn somebody's respect. And for women, I think it's really just having that emotional support and a safe space to kind of vent. And women know they get a little up and down. They get a little snappy, they get a little rude, and finding a way to check it, but also listen to the underlying and what's really going on. You walking around acting like a baby, throwing shit, cussing me out. What's the real problem? Did I not feed you? Did I not hold you, touch you? Did I not give you attention? And so there's usually a reason a disagreement happens is really three things, right? It's either somebody wants some control, they want some recognition, or they just want to be acknowledged about something particular. It's really under those three things. So if my girls start yelling at me because I ain't take the trash out and be like, see, you do this all the time. All I ask you to do, it's Friday and the trash needs to go out. And she's just coming at me crazy. I know that there's something else deeper underlined that I may have missed the mark on. And so it's up to me in those moments to what I call reflective listening. So I say, baby, let me get this right. I was supposed to take the trash out. I didn't. I made an excuse and that extremely upset you. Am I hearing you correctly? And kind of just replaying back what she says and let her kind of talk that out. Let her bring that energy down because as men, the last thing we need to be doing is matching energy, especially when it comes to our female partner. Most men who do that subconsciously, statistically, were raised by single mothers where there was really no masculine, feminine energy in the household. Therefore, when a woman gets loud, we decide it's time to get loud back. We're very used to seeing that growing up. And no, we never get a resolve that way, but it's just our default, right? It's what we would typically go to. So when I know my partner's getting loud, I don't let her overthrow me. I check the situation and I start to control the room. I bring it back down, bring down the pace, and I practice reflective listening.
But
But
sometimes that's a challenge, bro, because they feel like you ain't got no backbone. And when women feel like you ain't got no backbone, man, they'll walk over you, bro. So once you keep playing, like, so you coming from a clinical aspect, and some men don't have those skills, man. I ain't gonna lie, they need to get therapy because you gotta
That's why
think
I'm a coach.
everybody is not capable to manage themselves when a woman is nagging. Da, 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 da. It's like what they call it, passive aggressive, right? Most men are passive aggressive because of that one reason. So you know she's gonna get emotional. So now you passive until you blow up. That's why you're gonna need like really therapy, man, because everybody don't have them skill set or tools, coping mechanisms, because they don't even check it. They just go into these situations with these toxic women, and they egg you on too. And then I seen some women actually say this out their mouth. He don't even stand up for me. He don't even check me. Some of these women love getting checked. I swear to God, I seen it before. Now I seen them. Oh, he checked me, and then all of a sudden she got the respect for you. But you keep being passive and passive. It's like a balance. It's a difficult balance.
Absolutely, brother.
So
And
Let me say
go
before
ahead,
you
Miss Shannon.
come on,
yeah,
come on.
before y'all go back and forth, I got 2 points. I wanted to make a point that you said earlier, face to face. Why I keep saying face to face?
That's the name of my company. I just abbreviated F2F.
Oh, I'm like, why I keep saying that's not what it says.
My name
F2F.
is
Okay.
Ken, though. You can call me Ken.
Okay,
She got it
Ken. I
right.
have a
Is it
cousin.
face to face, brother?
What's up, brother?
Is it face to face?
It is.
Oh
F2F stands
wow.
for face to face. That's the name
All
of my
right.
I keep
LLC.
saying, I don't know why I kept saying, I'm like, hey, that's not
You
what it
got it
says.
right.
Okay. But
Hmm.
yeah, thank you. So y'all said something, two things here. I do like the fact that you did say this one thing about men in terms of the spaces that they do have. And the problem is this: we do have these spaces that we can go to with women and say things the way you said. If there's another guy, or if there's, he's making me mad, but I found this guy I'm talking to, we have more support because understand this, women tend to defend bad behavior from women, and that's just the way it is. So you are absolutely right. You don't have a guy friend that you can go to and just say, yeah, man, my wife, she pissed me off, but I'm leaving. Your brother gonna be like, yeah, man, well, what happened? I have a video on that. I want to play it when you give me a chance, Chicago. But you spoke on that, and this is the reason why we don't even see the numbers in the mental health field, right? But for some reason, men are more capable and able and are very more healthier mentally than women. And this is, men's mental health month, by the way, brothers. So I hope you guys are in a healthy state mentally. But you're right about that. You guys have limited spaces, very limited. Thank God you're in the world of coaching and clinical counseling or whatever you're doing, because there's only like less than 3% of Black men in the in the world of psychology, counseling, therapy, and stuff
Correct.
like that. So
Mhm.
it is hard for our and men would rather come home and be with us and give us that. We've been asking you all to be vulnerable with us, but for some reason you guys won't, and I know why, based on what men have said. The other thing is, Brother Ken, you said this, and I want you to consider this. And
Mhm.
because I'm a woman and I understand the dynamic of women in our behavior, yes, there is some times, okay, when we might say something and nag a bit about the trash. But I will tell you this, it's not all the time that it's about something you did. And what I would like to see men do is stop binding yourselves to guilt. Stop automatically taking on the responsibility as if you did something wrong. Because, see, they're not going to do that. They're going to always blame you. So I'm not saying don't examine yourself, but what I am saying is free yourselves from always thinking that you did something to cause her to be that way. No, brother, that's just the way she is. She is just a nagger. He is just a nagger. That is just what it is. So stop making excuses for these adult girls, right? And start holding them accountable, holding them to their. Now, if it's just that problem, if it's that, I guess you know your girl enough, well enough to tell. But I'm telling you, it ain't always that. It is not always that. It could be other things. It could just be her. That's her personality. She's just a nagger. And the other thing that I wanted to point out too, Brother Stack has said something, and I lost my point about what he said. But overall, our behavior in relationships, we are supposed to be with one another to be loyal to one another. I like the idea of getting a therapist or somebody who is paid to shut up. Not your mom, not your friends, and all these different things. That is how a lot of our marriages and family have been disrupted. And another thing, let me also say this to you, Ken, because you said another point. I can remember your points, but Stack, I'm trying to remember yours too. I want to get to that, but I'll remember later. You said something else. I also want to make you aware that it's not just single people. Married people have trauma in relationships that they dump on single people.
Mm.
Married women set bad examples for single women because this is the reason why single women are hesitant to get married because we're looking at our girlfriend's behavior.
Damn.
We're looking at the married man's behavior. We're looking at these things. Those single people are looking at these people interact with each other. And so when we keep saying, well, single women keep single women single, no, women keep women single, period. It doesn't matter if they're single or married. Married women keep up most of the drama. They are the ones that set up the girls' trips. They are the ones that come and confide into their friends and then their other friend that's married too, that may not have her husband might not have as much money as her husband, right? Oh, girl, you need to girl, please, he ain't working all them hours, girl. I don't know why he taking you over there. Didn't he just I mean, it's married women. Y'all don't understand. I'm not saying all of them are messy, but I've seen the most trouble come from married women giving advice to these single girls. And it ain't good advice. They got their cleavage out everywhere. They're not setting good examples. They come on these panels day after day. They say they married, Ken, but guess what they doing? Being combative with men, they ain't respectful. They don't represent well at all. And this is an example of a woman that's married. So no, we got to start looking and observing just a little bit deeper and more to see who's really with who. Are you with your partner or your spouse or with your friend or with your mama, whoever it is? Yes, you are, because you do not honor or respect the man that you with, and you're not honoring and respecting the woman that you with. But like I said, this type of behavior does derive from women a lot more. Why? Because Ken, we do have that safe space to go and tell that I slept with another man.
I think you need
We
some
do.
kind
We
of
do have that
psychology
space.
evaluation.
We have
I
that
think,
space to defend that bad behavior all day, every day. Because
I
we
think
trauma
both.
bond quickly. We trauma. These women will come up on the panel and don't even know a woman, and she will come up here and defend her and don't know nothing about her. So we got a space for real. Y'all don't have it like we do.
Mm.
That's just one of the privileges we got as women.
I
I
think both
Take
people
that,
should
sister.
be
Take that.
psychologically evaluated before they get into marriage. Like both parties, men and women, should go to some kind of psychological evaluation. You should go to therapy before you even get married, because when you're going into a marriage, man, that's a partnership. And then you have to know that it's going to be ups and downs. You have to be able to know how to navigate the highs and the lows, the peaks and the valleys, because it's work. Everybody should know that it's work. It's not just we're gonna get married and that's it. And women just a lot of women just take the marriage because they're gonna have their day that they never really had. They're gonna have the day that they be able to plan, to have a wedding dress, have all their friends there, that experience, and don't even consider what's gonna happen after you go into the holy matrimony situation and you come off the honeymoon and life starts kicking in with bills and children.
God
And
damn, boy, I ain't saying that many. This is my
right.
last
I
one.
mean,
Right,
that's the
Mike,
We
can
spoke
reality.
I
about
can I ask you
this.
something? Or do I have to wait?
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna take like 3 minutes and that's it. Um, I think marriage are for losers. Okay. The reason why guys are getting married is because they can't get pussy. That's why they have to get married.
Hey man, if you don't get your goofy ass off the damn stage with that goofy shit you talking, man.
He's the one who said his
Man,
woman left him because he didn't eat a thing. That's the same
hey
dude.
man,
Please
man,
be respectful.
Hey,
hey
Please be
man, get
sister.
this
respectful.
goofy fool off the stage, man.
Please,
He-
Talking crazy, man. Get your goofy ass up off of here, man.
please.
Uh,
Fucking crazy, bro.
What just happened? Y'all, ladies, y'all see what just happened? Men holding men accountable. Y'all keep telling y'all they do it every day.
Absolutely. And, and we had this conversation before about, are women simply getting married for the title, or are women simply having children for the baby shower? And this topic comes up a lot simply because there's not a lot of work being done or being set up for the future of the marriage. It is usually the focus of preparing for the ceremony. And like my brother said, I think it's extremely important to make sure you have a partner who's high functioning, serious enough to have a conversation about therapy, about, speaking with, a counselor, somebody that you can check in with regularly, because we're going to go through ups and downs very consistently if we're both serious about making this work. You were given a path and a purpose before you met me. I was given a path and a purpose before I met you. And we have to see if our values align first, before the intimacy, before the physical. Oh, you fine, I'm fine. You look good on my arm. Ken got a doctorate degree. He got a psychology degree. It makes me look good in public. These superficial accolades are what a lot of people rest their laurels on. Or if a woman's looking for a man 6 feet or taller, 6 figures or higher, these kind of superficial standards, a lot of people are settling for because they feel, due to their past relationships, they have given 100% and got burned anyway. So they might as well just go for something that benefits them. And that's the mentality. It's almost like a defeatist mentality where people are just, man, I'm gonna just go for the gusto. That's why you see a lot of this OnlyFans stuff going on right now, are people just trying to get a bag. It's this new theme because a lot of people aren't putting in the work of a relationship or marriage more seriously because they look at it as wasted time. And it's unfortunate. And like you mentioned, Miss Shanna, there are a lot of women getting advice, unfortunately, from people who have never really stuck through something long enough or done the right directional work to say, you know what, we are bumping heads every step of the way. We need an outside party in this to mitigate this, to mediate and find out what's really going on. Because I don't know if you're trying to manipulate me and control me, if you care about my thoughts, my feelings, or you just want to see what you can get out of me. And the moment I push back, it's an issue. And so it's extremely important. And I always talk about this with clients, right? Everyone on this panel, any human in the world, is living 3 lives simultaneously. So at the same time, Ken has a public life, Ken has a private life, and Ken has a secret life. And my public life is the one that you see right now on TikTok. I show the public world exactly what I want them to see about me. And my partner gets to peer into my private life, right? I have 372 pair of shoes, right? I'm a shoe head. Sometimes I leave my shoes on the floor. Sometimes my partner doesn't like to wash her hair for 3 or 4 days. Not everybody's privy to this kind of information, right? But then we also have our secret life. The way I view myself, the way I view women, the way I view religion, the way I view politics, the way I view other races, other cultures. Most people don't know that kind of information about you because why? Secrets have power. And you may be able to go to a girlfriend and tell her you stepped out of your marriage, but you also know the power this person now has. If you ever upset her or piss her off, she could easily just ruin your whole train that you got going on and tell your husband out of spite if she ever felt she needed to. She has that capability. So we're not letting everybody into our secret life, but it is only there, deep within that person, that you can truly get to know someone for who they are and learn to love and grow with them. So think about that. 97% of relationships don't even know that many secrets about their partner. They keep that at arm's length. If, Miss Chandler was touched as a child by her uncle or something, right? Is that something you're going to tell a man on a first date? Or, or that you are $80,000 in debt? Is that something that you just relieve, on your second date with a man you're,
Hold on. Let me
eyeing
ask
for
you
a
a question.
partner?
Do you think it's realistic for each partner to reveal their deepest secrets?
I feel it's not realistic in the beginning, but once you start to intentionally want to build with someone and you give them a safe space, not just with words, but with actions, you're showing commitment. For me, Brother Stack, when a man loves a woman, her needs and wants become his goals. And she can see that through his actions because he's learning his partner.
Shit, not mine.
I know it's hard, brother. I know it's
Listen,
hard.
I
But
got
that is
some,
the
I gotta
true
interrupt you, bro.
I got
sacrifice.
some
That
advice
is
one
the true
time that said,
sacrifice on a
some,
spiritual level
I got
and
some
vice
advice one
versa.
time.
No, boy.
Some
I ain't
men's
doing none
truth,
of that shit.
you got to take
If
your
I love
men's
you,
truth
then I
to a
just love you.
therapist or a preacher.
I might wanna supersize your meal or something. Now,
Chicago,
your
where all the
desires
ladies
and
at?
goals ain't
Look,
gonna be.
pull a woman up here.
Shit, I don't give a what a woman say. If I love you, that don't mean your desires and goals will be mine. I don't give a fuck about your desires and goals.
Needs,
It could be a
what I'm
recipe.
saying, brother, I'm not saying on a materialistic, because we understand if we enable anybody, if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. We need reciprocation, right? So as long as she knows Chi-Town likes his clothes washed, he likes the house looking clean, he wants his woman working out at least 3 times a week, he likes to watch the game uninterrupted, and she's learning her partner. And he's not constantly having to remind her, baby, you know I like my clothes clean. You know what I like to eat. Why you make me this? And she's just doing things without you having to ask. She is showing you that the initiative that she cares for you. And so you're going to want to invest more into a woman like that than a woman who only comes around and wants to lay up when you done bought her a bag, done took her out to dinner. Those kind of things are very surface level. And a lot of men don't sit around for that.
Look, coach, check it out. I don't think it's necessary to tell each partner your deepest, your skeletons, because this is what I found out. And this was good advice that my pops gave me. He said, listen, your deepest truth that men go through in
Chicago.
themselves, you should take them
What the
to,
hell was that?
hold on, you should take them to a therapist or a priest. Now, for instance, let's just say on your theory, you thought that, yeah, at some point you should reveal your darkest secrets and your skeletons to your partner. So what if your wife one day tell you she used to be a streetwalker and she had many of trains ran on her? Some men can't,
Man, come on,
hold
bro.
on,
Don't
some
even
men
answer
can't,
that question, bro. Don't
yo,
even answer that
I,
question, bro. Come
I get
on,
what you're
bro.
saying, brother.
why you
No,
keep
bro.
cutting me
That
off,
shit. Come
bro?
on, bro. Golly, bro. Y'all
Yo, I'm
got
trying
some
to make a
childish
point and
shit
you
with
cut
these
me off.
questions.
Some people can't recover from that truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's why
Man,
I'm.
come on, bro. You don't win. Fuck eighth
No,
grade, seventh
he's making a
grade
beautiful
conversation.
point though, Chi-Town. He's making a very
Can
beautiful
I can
point.
I can I interject? Can I interject, brothers, real quick?
Boss.
I said this is Kareem Ali. How y'all doing? Blessings, blessings. So let me just
Hey,
say this.
hey, Kareem.
Let me address the.
No,
How you
no,
doing,
hold on,
sister?
Kareem. The brother stack was going. We gotta let him land. Then we're gonna get. Then we're
Okay,
gonna
my
go.
bad. I'm so
I
sorry.
missed a
Okay,
little bit, so
bless.
y'all go ahead. I was trying
So
to.
it's kind of
Tenfold,
interrupting,
tenfold.
but I
I'm
was
sorry,
talking
brother. I'm sorry, brother.
face to
Nah, you
face.
good, Kareem? Come on,
I was
stack.
trying to I was trying to stress a point based on my life experiences that some things, like say if the man changed and the woman changed and was so embarrassed about the past, and you try to reveal it, and the past was like shaky. So if a woman reveals that to her man about her past and her body count or something, or the man will reveal that maybe at one point he was a down low brother. So what I'm saying is some truths, I think you should keep them to yourself, because you can't really you can't really have control over the partner and how they respond. Because once you put something in the air, bro, you know it could go either way. And who's to say that he couldn't take that secret, and and then it caused him to like not trust her and looking at a different way. And then he told her his deep secret, and she looking at him like, what? How could you say that? And you probably still like that. So it could go either way. Some things I think you should take to the grave with you, because I don't think some partners are even responsible, or even, I wouldn't say responsible, but mature enough to deal with certain truths.
You're making my point though, Stack. Unfortunately, secrets do have power. So a lot of us hold things in because we have an unwillingness to reveal it to somebody that we don't fully trust. But unfortunately, if you are striving for unconditional love, the secrets will keep you sick. If there is a man who used to be undercover or a woman who used to walk the
Now we
streets,
got somebody got to give you pushbacks, coach. Somebody give that man some pushback. Come on.
I'm just saying. I'm
Come
just
on,
saying.
coach.
On
I
my
ain't you to
turn.
talk. Come
I'm
on.
just
Come
saying,
on, have a
I'm
bro.
waiting for
This
conversation.
my turn.
conversation, this
I'm
conversation
I'm
is
just I'm
weird as
simply
hell,
saying,
bro.
yes, it's
I'm just saying
scary.
this conversation
Hold
is
on.
weird. We
Shut
don't
down.
first this
Shut
this
Listen what
down.
I'm
Go,
saying.
conversation started off
Guys,
proper, bro.
no,
guys,
shut down. Go on, speak your piece, and then we're going to let's go get it. Hold on,
This
coach.
this
Let him say what he's
conversation
saying.
started off proper, bro. Like logical. Now we done went into down low and streetwalker with 90 side pieces and all this weird man. Man, come on with that, man. Y'all tripping.
Yo, bro, that's reality though. You
It
can't
ain't
handle
reality, bro. It
it.
ain't reality, bro. Who the hell finna be with a man and his question mark? He done been with another man. Like, come on, bro. That's an extreme, bro.
what if she doesn't know?
But
What
It's
that's an
happened?
suspect to
extreme, bro.
me.
I tell you,
It
boy.
sounds
I'm telling y'all. I'm
suspect to
telling y'all
me.
right
Can
now.
I
It
can
I'ma
I
leave
can I
sounds
after
say
this. I'm
something?
telling
suspect.
y'all right
Can
now.
I say
I'm
hello,
telling
brother?
y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna get up out of here so some more women can come up here. But I'm
No, no,
telling
no.
y'all.
We got one up
Once
there,
y'all go,
Chi-Town.
huh?
Town, don't
We
go
got one
nowhere.
up there. Don't go nowhere. We
Hey,
got one up there.
y'all.
We
No,
got
I'm
two
just
boxes
saying.
open.
I just think, man. Look.
Town, don't go nowhere.
Put them question marks on them people who be putting them question marks on them people. That's all. Y'all can read into that how y'all want to read into that.
Part. That
I'm
part.
not on none of that.
But
I don't see no real man bringing up no topic like that, bro. Like
no, 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 no.
that shit is awkward as hell, boy.
Let me
Like
say something real quick.
the hell?
Let me say something real quick. He's not. It sounds extreme, but no, no. But the thing about it, come on now,
Shot
brother.
Town, what up,
Y'all,
though,
come
baby?
on now. Don't do that. Y'all don't disrespect the brother like that. Come
What
on
up,
now,
though, Shot Town?
Wait a minute. Can I
Kareem.
ask y'all a question? What are we talking about? Because
We
y'all
talking
Hold on
about
one
your
talking
second,
real
sexy
close
Christina.
up,
ass.
Before
and
you,
I'm thinking about the
oh, oh,
topic. What's going on here? What's
hold
happening?
We
on.
talking about
Let me
your
say something.
sexy ass.
Let me say
Uh,
something really quick about what brother Ken is saying. Okay,
okay.
see, this is the work, and a lot of people are not ready to do the work. Y'all got to understand when you have people on your panel that are professionals. See, I have a psych degree as well. Ken has a psych degree. I'm also a coach. Okay, I have women in my group that I counsel as well, and people that I do one-on-ones with.
And I have a
So,
psych
so,
degree as
so,
well.
so, hold on. When you do the work in the relationship, you're right. Sometimes people don't want to say nothing, but what he is saying is the secret things, the hidden things that you don't talk about, they do come up. They just don't come up through your mouth. They come up through your behavior. And this is where we say, well, why is this person? Remember when you said earlier, Ken, well, I might have said something to her, and that's why she nagging me about the trash. It might not even be something that you did to her. It could be that somebody touched her, and maybe she having a moment, but she never told you. So why every time you got this attitude, I don't know what's going on. You ain't never told me that your uncle touched you. You ain't never told me that somebody traumatized you at 10. So if I don't know those things, I'm going to think it is me. So that is the reason why he is saying at some point you do need, if it's still affecting you and you have not done the work, you have not done the spiritual work, the mental work, and the physical work for you to overcome these things, this is trauma that you're dumping on somebody else and making them responsible for fixing you. You're a victim in the relationship because you can use your trauma and secretly use it because you haven't revealed it. So no, I understand exactly where he's coming from because there are men that have been touched. There are men that are secretly liking other men. There are men that have been out there and whatever they've done, and women too. But if you don't say anything at some point, right? If you don't say anything, then this stuff is going to reflect and come through behavior in the relationship. And eventually, like a friend that I know that was married for a few years, more than a few, they're divorced because she did not reveal that she was great. She had to
All
do it
right.
in the marriage, and they it started going Ari Ken, and eventually Ken, they divorced because of what you just said, because she never said nothing in the beginning.
All right. So in my situation, I mean, I don't want to like make anybody. I'm not trying to put y'all in my business, but from the ages of 6 to 13, I was also like, what can you say? I wasn't raped, but I was touched on.
Molested.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. By somebody in the family that I really trusted. So, but I went through the process of healing. I went through that thing of, where you have to go through things to just try to figure out ways to not push that off on everybody. Because for a long time, I was afraid of men. And I'm just going to be honest, I was absolutely afraid of men. Some women get very promiscuous and some women get very afraid. That was me. I was very afraid. So I was the type to just stick with one person once I got through with my healing. And I'm still like that to this day. But I'm not the type of person to take that and push it on to somebody else's lap. I believe in healing first, then dealing with somebody else. But to go with the prompt, I mean, I've been through a lot, but I don't show it. I actually help people. I mean, I'm gunshot victim, everything. I've been through a lot, but I help people to get through things. That's my job. I feel like that's what God gave me. And I just deal with it. I just help everybody, male, woman, whatever it is, I help everybody. But I don't know what I came into because y'all talking about rainbow stuff. I'm confused. But to answer
Who is your partner dating? Who is your
you or
partner
your
dating?
family
You or your
friends,
family members? Yeah, you get that
your
right.
partner is dating you. Your family needs to stay out of your business. Your friends also need to stay out of your business. You don't take stuff that's going on between you and your partner to your friends or your family because you're going to get a lot of misinformation. You're going to get a lot of opinions, and it's not going to work. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you what they done in their life to fix what they got going on in their relationships, but they're going to give you every opinion about your own.
Right.
So you gotta keep
Women
your
that
family and
support
your
system
friends
is
out your
only.
business.
Hey,
No,
big
you can
bro,
have
can
a
I say
support
something real
system,
quick?
What
baby.
would you
You
tell
can
a
have.
women though? What would
Who
you tell a
said
woman?
that? That's you, Sco?
Ali.
Come on.
Said nothing, brother. I ain't said a
Okay,
word yet.
Okay,
go ahead,
Kareem
Kareem. Go
Ali,
ahead.
big bro.
Go ahead,
uh-huh.
Kareem. Go ahead.
That's Kareem Ali.
Come on.
Kareem, the floor is yours.
So, yeah, I want to say this first to address the prompt out of respect. First, out of respect, what up, though,
I
bigger
gotta
player?
excuse me sometimes. I
Peace.
appreciate y'all, man, but I run into a little issue because I be having a lot of. I do all the social media. I be having to make a few little moves, so sometimes I
I
might.
know you do, bro. We know you busy. You a working man. We know that. We
Come
already
on,
know what you do, bro. We trying to catch up with you.
come on. Who is speaking? Come
All
on.
right, now what was you saying? What was you saying? So
Okay,
I can
but
finish what I'm
I
saying.
just wanted to, first I
Oh
want to say
no,
peace and blessings to the panel and peace and blessings to the brother.
you
But
want?
let me
Wait,
say
hold
this
on,
real
brother.
quick.
The sister,
Yes,
you
sir.
want through?
I'm
No, I
sorry.
thought
Go
he was
ahead.
asking me a question, so
Oh,
that's
I'm
why I
sorry. I'm
said.
sorry.
If you want to continue, go ahead, sister.
Mhm.
I don't want to interrupt you until you finish.
Okay, so go ahead, brother. I don't forgot now. I got ADHD
I'm
so bad.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Well,
Go
when you
ahead.
remember, you can cut me off when you remember, okay?
Okay.
Out of fairness, okay? So just say, hey, Kareem, I remember. Just hold your thought, and I got you. But let me say this real quick. I just got home and closed the office up and everything. Wife had just made a brother a good ass meal, so I'm ready to talk. So check this out. To address the prompt out of respect. First of all, let me say this. Real men don't want no goddamn partners. First of all, we don't want no damn partner. We want a wife. If you're not a wife, you for recreational use. I'm just gonna let you know that now. We're not about to sit up there and commit to you and not like that. We go tell you everything you need to hear until we get tired of hitting the cat. If any man tell you less, if he got you straggling you along, woman, you playing yourself. Okay, watch what he do and not what he say. That's number one. Number two, all this woman, my goal and all this. No, 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 no. We become one. But before we can become one, I have to make sure that my higher power, God, whoever you want to call it, is first. I'm second, and my purpose is third. Anything before that, I'm out of pocket. The moment I put the woman before me or anything else, that's saying that she my God. How the hell I'm gonna put her before me and she's created and I'm her purpose? It's not the other way around. So any man that's saying that, you need to do some more homework, homie. You ain't lived long enough. Because you think you're supposed to do this and this and that and jump through hoops and do all this for a woman. No. She was created. She's her purpose is you. And the only way you're gonna get her to submit is if you got something higher than you submit, but you gotta be on your business. It don't matter. You can't be no high. It's one thing being a higher value man in substance, materialistic and resources by this world. And it's a whole nother thing by that in terms of mentality and spirituality. You ain't gotta be religious to be spiritual. And some people just walking around in life and praise themselves to be gods other than God. They think they created themselves. That's how they could talk like this. That's why you got people out here right now can't even define what a woman is, but they want to be one. I can tell you who a woman is. It's your mama and your wife if you got one. So anytime I hear a man talking about you got to do this and this and this and that and all this other stuff that Chi-Town was talking about, yeah, you in your feminine emotions, homie. You got it all twisted. You trying to pander to these women and make them feel good to get them to agree to you. You're not going to get them to agree to you because I'm going to tell you, you will always be in the friend zone, homie. You will never have a submit. You will never get what I got. I ain't got a lot of money, but I'm living a real life coming to America situation in this household. When I come home, it's whatever you like on site. It ain't about what you got. It ain't what you doing, is how you do it. A man is the maintainer of his woman, point blank, period. She can't tell him to be a man or I'm allowing you to be a man. He is the man all day, every day. And if she ain't on this program, she can get on. Because with real men, we don't even go that way. You are what you attract. If you're attracting dominant women, that means you are a weak man. It's just that simple. Ain't no goddamn rocket science about this stuff, bruh. Stop talking all this philosophical. It sound good, but I see better than I can hear. You ain't got the woman that you really want. She not submitting to you naturally without you talking about it. You ain't got it. And a lot of men that's making 100,000 and all this high value stuff, it's only very 10%, 15 at the very most. It ain't enough going around for the women that's talking about that. Real women don't even talk like that. Real women don't even talk partnership because they know what it is. Only a woman that talks about partnership is a woman that's unruly and don't want to be up on the authority of a man, whether he's black or white. They don't say ish about no goddamn own partnership in a Bible and way of life. This is some new shit that they started. How dare you to try to rewrite life? Like if you got a patent on human beings and humanity, get the hell up out of here. You're not God. You are ant compared to what's going on. So y'all sitting up here talking on y'all is way behind. It's the mentality. You need to change the paradigm. Sisters like Shana and other sisters like her, they already know what it is. You can hear when they talk. But if you don't read the room, they're not about to talk to you because a woman like her is not about to bow down and submit to no weak ass ninja. I don't give a damn what you're doing. If you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, let me say it like this. It's a difference from commanding and demanding. When you demand, you use force. When you command, you use wisdom. They just automatic do it. When I met my wife, I ain't have to tell her to be fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and all that other stuff that Kevin Son was saying. She was automatically that when I met her. And I couldn't attract that woman unless that was me. I had to be something inside of me to attract that I wanted. That's how I know I'm a changed man. So I don't give a damn what y'all say about me. I'm not of this world, so it don't even matter. I don't care about your Gucci. I don't care about your Louis Vuitton. I don't give a fuck what your status is. I'm concerned about mine. I don't give a damn about this world. You do. That's why you pay all this money. I'm about explain it and get it for $1. Why you sitting up here spending all your goddamn money? That part, babe. You can't take none of this shit like she said. That's my backup. She my ad-lib. That's an ad-lib.
Go ahead,
That's my
sis.
baby in the background. You hear? Y'all thought I was lying, huh? In real time. I
Like
told
yelling
you,
though,
whatever you like,
partnership.
type looking ass ninja.
When you talking about partnership, you triggered by that word? Why?
No, I'm not triggered. You are. That's why you interrupted me. I don't deal with partners. I got a wife, a
Brother
queen,
Kareem.
a
Brother
real one.
Kareem.
It's a difference. A
Bro,
partner,
calm
she means,
down, bro.
let me
Calm
speak, bro.
down.
I'm not done. I didn't land my plane,
Well,
bro.
stop
Don't do
yelling,
that.
bro. Stop yelling.
Go
You ain't
ahead,
gotta
bro.
yell to
I'm
get your point
gonna
across.
let you do it. Go ahead.
Brother Kareem, can I say something to you real quick, brother? You
Yes,
know what,
sir.
bro? And I've said this before. If a man has to come into the house beating his chest and saying, I demand you to submit, he is doing something wrong.
Thank you, sir.
If a man is doing what he is supposed to do properly in his household, he is
Yes,
not
sir.
going to have to ask his wife to submit. She is going to
Thank you,
do
sir.
it anyway. She's
Thank you,
going to
sir. You
do it
just
anyway.
thank you for
And then
backing me up. See, that's how God works. See, God got people
I've said
like
that,
this brother Disco to back me up. I don't even know the brother, but he felt my spirit. I move by faith, not by sight.
you
I'm
know,
in the world,
and
but not of it. Hold on,
and
Disco, because I'm rocking right now. I got the
all
spirit.
right,
I
bro.
got the real Holy Ghost going on. This is what a real black man look like when he really free. You can't buy me. I'm not no bought and paid for ninja. I'm like that Joker in that Batman movie. I'm gonna burn the half of my money up because you can't buy me. Certain things that you can't buy. And when you can't buy a man, he's a force to be reckoned with. That's the type of woman, man, that the woman automatically submit to. It's not something that's said, it's something that you do. You either in or you not, and you can't turn it on and off. See, let me tell you something about real and fake. When realness come in the door, fake bow down or they dismiss themselves from the presence of the real ones.
But you can't tell nobody what a real woman is. You're not a
I'm not
woman.
telling you nothing. Look, brother, listen to what
Yeah.
I'm about to say to you. I'm about to give you a parable like Jesus.
You ain't.
You don't have to condemn. Listen to me. Just listen to
You
the
talking about
wisdom.
what a real woman is? Come
Wisdom
on,
is
bro.
not cowardice, homie. You're not a coward by listening to your brother. Just hear what I gotta say. You can disagree later. You don't have to condemn a dirty glass of water, my brother. Just put a clean one next to it. It'll condemn itself. See, actions speak louder than words. It's 90% communication, 5% tone, and 5% of the stuff that's coming out my mouth. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I'm 51 years old. I just look like this. So don't get it twisted, because looks could be deceiving. Don't get to looking at my picture that you're looking at right now in black and white, thinking that he don't know what he's talking about. I got 9 children, 2 of them is step, and 2 grandbabies. I know what I'm talking about, and I know what I believe. I don't believe what I know. It's a big difference. Learn the difference. Learn when you got a one in your presence that's got wisdom and giving you game. I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm making a statement. You can take it or leave it alone. I don't really give a damn. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just putting it out there. So it's up to you. Go study it. Defeat what I'm saying. Bring me your customized degree Negroes, and I will debate and beat all of you. I can prove what I'm saying. Can you? I got data, statistics, facts, mathematics, and science, and biblical portions to back up what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking loud, speaking with I'm chest. 10-4. I'm going to check out.
No, well, hold on, brother. Don't check out yet. I got a question for you. I need you to tell me what's the meaning of essence.
Yes, sir.
I'm messing with you, Kareem.
I love you, brother. You know I love you, right?
Come on.
Hey, let me say this before you get passed on. You and Brother Darwin, it's another brother. I don't know if you know him. Brother Darwin. Y'all the only two brothers that let me rock the way I rock. That's how I know y'all are spiritual brothers, because y'all tune into people's spirit. Y'all do y'all lives the same way. He do your lives just the same way. Y'all just dress codes and personalities is different, but your spirit is the same. So brother, I really appreciate you. And I pray that Allah, God, bless you in abundance, you and your family. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. And don't never get tired of doing right. You a beautiful brother. We need, brother. You bring people together, man. And that's a gift. And I love you, brother. I just wanted to say that, brother.
It's cool to let the brothers and the sisters come up here and build. You know, it ain't gonna always go how we want it to go, but I think it's all right to let people build. If
That's right, brother.
if anybody
As long as
wants
we
to
got
speak,
love. Yes, sir. As long as we got love.
What real
brother.
men and what real woman is like? What? Who are you judging, bro? You're not.
Oh
We're not
no.
judging nobody. We just giving our perspective and our life and viewpoints, right? But see,
Nah,
at the
but when
end of
you
the
say
day,
what
when you
real
dealing with
men, like,
somebody
come
that's
on, bro.
I
but
think
look,
he was
brother,
speaking.
when
I
you
think
dealing with somebody that's dealing with an opinionated situation, then you're gonna have a lot of riffraff. When I talk and open up my mouth, it's 2 + 2 is 4. I'm not about to sit up here and deal with you with opinion, because opinion is like a-holes and everybody got one. So then that means you will automatically keep talking over me. But when I give you a fact, it forces you to listen. Otherwise, if you keep talking over me, that means you're not listening. You need to go do your research.
Yeah,
Because if
bro.
you can't
You
defeat what I'm saying,
already
unless
know.
you defeat what I'm saying, then
You
just
got
listen,
an
brother,
opinion
and
like
add it to your
everybody else,
repertoire.
bro.
Whatever don't
You just
fly, let
spit
it fly.
facts like
But
nobody
I'm gonna
don't
go ahead
know.
and land and let somebody go ahead and do their
Yeah,
thing.
you
Thank you,
just
big
got an
bro.
opinion. Ain't no fact over there. That's an opinion.
come on, Sco.
Man, you know what, bro? Listen, man. I want a cupcake, man. I'm hungry and I want a cupcake and some milk, man. Damn.
I,
Hey man, but you know what though?
I ain't got no cupcakes.
Like a
I
brother
mean,
Kareem, man, he's right, man. You know, a man is gonna lead, a man that is leading correctly don't have to say a word. Does not have to say a word. If he has to beat his chest, stomp his feet, scream at the top of his lungs to get respect in his household from his wife, that is not the man to lead the house. I'm sorry.
I got a
And
question.
and and understand that part because in my household, I don't have to beat my chest. I don't have to do any of that. People know Darren's he's Disco, he's the alpha male of the household. I don't have to walk around with my chest out. I don't have to do that. It's already recognized. It's already recognized. Don't have to do any of that.
And a woman
Um,
that appreciates that is going to go ahead and just let you go ahead
Hey,
and lead. She's not going to overstep you.
right.
She's not going to do any of
I,
that.
I
Because you
got
don't
a,
know what
Exactly.
you're doing, baby.
I got a
Exactly.
question for the brothers on the panel. If it's not our daughters, do you think we have a duty, or do you think it's possible to change some of the ways of the woman as far as the submission? Say she don't know how to submit. Is it possible to submit? Do you
Is
think it's
it
possible? I'm gonna ask Stack,
she
and then I'm gonna ask. Come on.
What's the question?
I wanted to know: do you think it's possible to teach a woman how to submit that don't know how to submit? If we didn't teach our daughters, and the moms didn't teach them, do you think it's possible, or you think she a lost cause? I'm asking you and Scope for now.
Well, it's because I'm going through that with my two youngest daughters now, and what I'm doing right now is instilling certain things in them to look out for because they growing up in this generation, and it's hard to battle with social media and all
Thank you,
that.
brother.
So I'm in their ears. I just found out today that my 18-year-old is sexually active right now. So I had to have a discussion with her about what she
Whoa,
feels
whoa, whoa,
about.
whoa, whoa, whoa! What you say, Stack? You said
I
what?
found out today that my 18-year-old is sexually active. So that conversation was kind of deep for me and her. And I just had to tell her thing because I know at some point it was going to happen.
How you
So
find that out? You ain't gotta. How you find that out?
I asked her directly on the phone because I seen a shift in her. I seen a shift in her personality. I seen a major shift. So I just, and she getting ready to go to college. So
We'll call it smelling your pee.
I was going to have the conversation with her going to college about what's going to happen in college because they get liberated when they go to college. So I was going to make sure that she was on birth control, and if she was going to start doing this stuff, not to be like promiscuous and doing with everybody. Just find one person you could do it, and just making her aware of all the dangers of it and the emotions. Just trying to
Let me ask you a
give
question.
her give her advice from a man's point of view. Yeah,
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm blessed, man.
saying when she told you that, did you already have a feeling of
No,
she
I
was
was preparing. I got two. I got a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old. So when they told me, they told me that when they had their menstruals for the first time, we got that open relationship. So I was preparing for this day anyway. So I was like methodically telling them little things, and I know it was going to come. Now, was I? I wasn't shocked. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some young ladies starting way earlier. They starting at 14, 15. And I was seeing a lot of kids in my area was 15 coming out with strollers. So I wanted to have a conversation with both my daughters about it and just let them know about responsibilities and emotions and all of that stuff. Because if you got kids, one thing I know for sure, one time you could look at the kids, right? You could see a little girl. Then the next thing you know, they shifted and they just blossomed like right before my eyes. And before I knew it, they was young ladies, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, this like time blew past. And, I just wanted to be really aware, let them be aware about responsibilities, about having safe practices and trying to control their emotions and what's their mindset. And their mindset, to be honest with you, I asked my 18-year-old, I said, well, how you feel about a man paying your bills and all that. And she told me, well, if he got it, he could pay for my nails. I'm like, listen, what if he's young? If he don't have that type of money to be paying you for your nails and all that. And so you're going to put pressure on him to be an 18-year-old trying to fit you in and pay his, I said, you're going to pay for his barbershop? And then she was like, well, I probably could. So I'm like, I just want to have real deep conversations with them. I don't want to raise them like a man is supposed to be paying their bills that they dating, so I don't want my girls growing up like that because I didn't see that when I was growing up. None of the women in my family were like that. My mom's was a working woman. My sisters were working women. They was all self-sufficient. I never seen that in my generation of paying for my hair and nails before we go on a date. That wasn't in my generation. So that's what's going on now.
Say something to you, brother, real quick.
I appreciate you being transparent with us too, Stack. I be appreciate when the brothers come share stuff like that with us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can I say something, brother? Just a little bit
As
of
long as you
advice.
don't tell me what a real man is, bro, just don't do that.
I'm not even on that. I got daughters, bro. I got several daughters. Okay, so I understand what you're going through. My daughters are grown. My oldest is 28. My youngest is a 9-year-old twin. But I got other daughters. The only thing that I can say is advise them to become a wife so they can be able to land the best man possible to earn and command that respect to land the best man possible. So because right now, until they get married, you will forever have that covering for them. No matter how old they get, bro. No matter if you have a relationship with them or not. I'm going through that now. You will always have a covering. You need to make sure they raise and understand what a man needs is and how to serve a man so they can be able to land the
I got
best.
4 daughters, bro, and I'm older than you. So I think I got it covered, man. I got 4. This is my last 2 I'm raising. So, and I'm 57 years old. So when you speaking to me, and I'm psych major, so I understand what you're saying.
I need to be asking you questions there, tenfold. My bad.
Yeah. And then you know what? Sometimes you got to realize this. This is what I realized. I'm not going to be able to stop them from going through heartaches and pain. That's not going to stop. I'm not going to be able to stop them from doing certain things. But what I could try to prevent, if I still enough confidence in them, then they won't accept men treating them like garbage. You understand? And they're able to have enough confidence to walk away. And I'm raising my child to be independent and a wife. You can do both. You know what I'm saying? So somebody asked me in the chat, am I bringing to be independent and a wife? I'm doing both. And there's nothing wrong with that because my mother was independent and a wife. My sister was an independent and a wife.
Now, I understand
so it's
what
nothing
you
wrong
mean
with raising them like that.
Yeah, I understand what you mean by that. I understand.
Preparing for these dudes out here because just because a dude you think is a husband, it don't mean he's gonna be good for your little daughter. Just because he could be very abusive. So it's things that you got to teach them about men as well.
But stack, that goes both ways, man. Because I got to prepare my son for these young women out here. I got to prepare him for that.
Disco, I got a 15-year-old, the same thing, and I do it for him too.
I got to prepare him for the women out here. I got to prepare him.
Exactly.
I got to prepare him for that.
Oh my God. Break on their heart, stop on their heart.
I want to
They
say
do.
something real quick before we go further. Earlier, y'all, I kind of japped out. I didn't mean to jap out. That's
Oh, you
old
talking
school.
about?
We
Nah,
jap
it's
out.
cool, go.
Oh,
Man,
you
man,
good,
man.
bro?
Man, that dude Khalid talk about the man get married because he can't get no you dig. Man,
Sometimes,
I
sometimes,
man,
sometimes we be
man,
having people come up. G, they with
man, I
somebody just
blew a
got through
fuse.
dancing up there on the.
I blew a fuse, brother. When he said that, man, I blew a fuse. It woke me. I blew a fuse. I blew a
That
fuse.
might be
I
funny,
did.
so I let it. I let
I
it rock
did.
for a minute. But that
That
some
man had the
people do
nerve
go
to
like that.
say, play that
Nah, he
men
cool.
get married because they can't get no you dig. Man, I blew a fuse. You hear me?
Nah, you cool. You cool. You cool.
I completely jacked the
Disco.
hell out, man.
Disco tripping up.
Nah, yeah, you ain't do nothing
But
wrong, brother.
man,
You good?
but you know what though? When we get back to the partner thing, I have a friend of mine right now who I know personally who lost her marriage listening to her girlfriends. You
Oh,
Uh-huh.
know,
I
and two of her girlfriends, they're twins. Neither one
Uh-huh.
of them, they're 40 years old. Neither everything that go wrong in their relationships is the man problem.
Of
Everything.
course. Right.
And the other one only deal with married men. So how are you listening to these two people? These how are you listening to these people and you say, yeah, I'm gonna make this snap decision
You
on
can't
what my
make
two
this up, bro.
so
I want to
I'm
ask.
like, I'm like, okay, baby, well, you got to okay, all right, well, you're gonna lose your marriage listening to two goofballs and a trick off.
I want to ask the sisters real quick. I want
Right.
to ask. I hear Kareem. I hear your wife there too. I want to ask the sisters a question. Is it possible for the sisters to have maybe a small circle of women, not a circle, but a woman that she can confide in, that she trusts, and not go off and give her something to bring her away from the husband?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. All the women that I have around me, I'm like I said,
Because I just
uh,
heard you say, I hear you saying, and the brother saying, and the thing that the sisters tell the sisters, you spoke to this to pull them away from the, you did. So I'm just asking.
right. Yeah, no, there is absolutely that's why I have a women's group because I'm teaching women how to have this type of friendship, this type of, sisterly love among us, besides this whole sisterhood hyena type mindset. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I have beautiful, wise, mature women that are not adult girls around me that we encourage one another. We be like, okay, what did you do? What did you do to get him to that place? What did you do? Because we're holding each other responsible first. Because the first thing we should do is examine ourselves, right, Ken? The first thing we should do is examine ourselves, y'all. And if we don't do that, then there's absolutely no way that you can examine or put blame or place
Okay, let
blame
me
on
ask you
somebody
this.
else.
Would
So
you
yeah,
ever,
I keep that.
okay, I want to ask the other sisters too, but
Absolutely.
would you ever encourage your sister, listen to me now, to,
Yeah, absolutely.
to lead that man?
No, absolutely
Yeah,
not.
I get you ain't listening to me.
No, I didn't. No, I would not encourage. No.
Regardless,
No,
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 no. He
absolutely
has to
not.
be beating her or something.
see,
If
that's why I
it's
Yeah,
ain't want to.
if it's
the
bad, no.
only
Yeah, I'm gonna encourage her to leave him. If he doing it wrong,
who's
yeah.
that talking?
That's
That's my
Kareem's wife. That's talking.
Oh, girl,
That's who the
I'm
fuck
like,
is
what was that
talking.
talking? I'm like, I didn't even see
Wow.
the bus
He's so
light up or
aggressive, though.
nothing.
Wow.
Um,
It's funny.
yeah,
They
so
sound they
but
sound the
but
same.
but
Wow.
Kareem's wife,
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Kareem's
I'm
wife.
talking
Can you
now.
hold on a
You done
second?
talking? I'm talking.
Okay, can you let me finish,
They're
please?
both the
No.
same way.
Kareem, can you tell your wife to calm down and let me
Calm down.
finish? Thank you.
Things
I was
respectful.
talking.
Like, see, that's
So
crazy right
yeah,
My
that
bad.
ain't
Wow.
finna that's not finna work. So
there. Watch out for that, man.
We on fire here. All right, my bad, sis. My bad.
Listening to you,
yeah,
bro. You
yeah.
said
Go
you had
ahead.
nice times. Look at that.
Uh-oh.
No,
Hey,
it's
Stacks,
okay.
hold
It's
on,
okay. I
man.
just
You see,
wanted to.
Oh,
I
that's
boy.
good. Come on,
it
come
was
on.
no reason for her to disrespect that. Nobody even knew she didn't introduce herself. And you see how she reacted?
Oh,
I told
boy.
you, he a fraud, bro.
Oh, boy.
This
Stack,
why
let that roll, man. Let
I'm
that
gonna
roll,
land my
brother.
plane right here
Let
Do
that
that,
roll, brother.
to
Please,
end
let that
to end
roll.
my answer so Christina can or Earth and Driver can go and Christina can go. Yes, it's a beautiful thing too, brother. It's a peaceful relationship. With the women I know, we, I mean, we encourage each other to stay, unless, yes, and she's right. It under not any circumstance, but you know when somebody going upside your head, because I mean, sometimes I gotta ask, well, do you like the ass whooping? So I mean, I just gotta make sure. But I'm not going to any other thing besides that. No, I'm not encouraging that. We're gonna do some work and ask each other some questions and make sure that everything is okay and to try to rectify the situation. That's the kind of women that I have in my life. We know when to say you may want to go a little further with that, but we know when to do that. But I'm talking about everything these women do in these relationships with other women. The first thing these women want to talk about is leaving their men. I'm sorry. Is what it is.
So what if everybody not blessed with a certain type of circle? So what if you had brothers? Is it
Okay.
is it better to go to your brothers and your father as opposed to going to the sisters to encourage you?
I recommend that first.
Okay, all right.
I even recommend women get counseling from men. I don't even recommend women seek counseling from female therapists all the time, because I know a few therapists that had to redo the way they were doing therapy because they found themselves trauma bonding with their patients. Right, Ken? You see that a lot? You see the women kind of trauma bond, and it's a few women that was through therapists that told that story. And so yeah, I recommend, if you got a man in your life, father, brothers, most definitely. Men are more simple, less complicated, more logical, and very simple, straight to the point and direct. I recommend that first.
Yo,
All right.
host, check it out, host, check it out. Let me tell you this real quick. I got a younger homeboy. He just got married, right? He been married like a year. He's 44. And his wife is younger than him too. So when I'm with him, when he starts slipping, I constantly remind him, you can't do that now, bro. You married, right? So I'm always in his ear. Now, I was married before, but I'm not married now. But I'm a virtuous man, and I'm trying to live holy right now. So I tell him all the time. I'm pulling him up all the time. Even when we in the car driving together, and he started looking at the young ladies with the booties coming out in the summertime. I'm like, yo, bro, I know. I said, I know it's gonna be hard, but start practicing rebuking like lusting when we are, even though you married. And
Nothing
he
wong with
said,
looking, Stacks. Nothing wrong with looking, bro.
I
You
like
gotta look. Ain't
listen,
nothing
but I
wrong with
tell
that,
him
brother.
you
That's
gotta
what.
rebuke
That's
it.
why I got window tint, brother. That's why I got
It's
window
nothing
tint
wrong
so I
with
can
it.
look.
It's nothing wrong with a disco, but listen, if you just getting married, try to practice different stuff because he's telling me now that when he home by himself, he still get on porn, right? And I was like, bro, you got to pray about that, right? And he just getting married. So if you just getting married and you feel you got to look at porn, bro, you got a long way ahead of you, bro. You got a long way. So the lust demon is real, man. That's why you got to be like when you enter a marriage, bro,
Brother
a
Stack,
lot of
but
things got
brother
to
Stack,
change.
let me answer to what you're saying because you was correct, and this is what gets brother in trouble. Not having discipline is an immature man because men that's about their business. A man that got a good woman and he take care of business, she support him. He really ain't got time to be dealing with other women like that. Like, what are you doing to put yourself in these situations and in these spaces? I can understand if you single and you got a woman and you letting her know, hey, I'm gonna be exercising my options, and she with that type of lifestyle. Okay, I get it. But there ain't a lot of men like that unless you got money like that. Because women cost. Let me just say that. They cost. But if you ain't got no money like that, you don't need to be trying to exercise no options. You sitting up here putting yourself in a worse position because in order for you to do that, the first thing you're gonna do is lie to the woman you cheated with on that's your side.
Hold on, brother Kareem. We got three sisters.
God.
I want to give them a chance to get in.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Una
Go ahead.
can
Hey,
chat. Una can chat.
hey,
Jesus.
hey, Miss Goddess.
Hi. Una
All
can
right.
chat. My God.
Love God is for some.
Hi, Stacks. So hi, Stacks. As I said your name, so I've got something to say to you. Yeah. As I was listening, to you speaking, and I want to commend you for being so open with your daughters. Okay. More girls need dads like you. Okay. It is very much needed. Okay. But what I will say to you is you can't encourage your daughter to be independent and also to encourage her to be married. There's no such thing. You can encourage her to be a capable woman, not an independent woman. Okay, independency and marriage do not go together. It does not. Okay, capability is what you should be telling her. In the absence of a man or her husband, okay, then yes, she is capable of doing what needs to be done. But that independent mindset that a lot of black women predicate around here, I'm a strong, independent black woman. No, that thought provoke needs to stop. Okay, there's no such thing. You cannot be independent and be married. It will never work. Okay, so that is the only thing I'm going to tell you. Yes, and I'm going to tell you that I know you're older than me. I was raised by a dad, and I have 9 older brothers. Only one is younger than me. Okay, so all the man in my family is covering for me, as I am an unwed woman currently. Okay, a divorced woman. So yeah, there's no such thing.
Is it like, so what if you get married to a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't have, so I teach my daughters like this. I say, someday you're gonna have to discover what your purpose is on earth and what your passions are, right? So
Okay.
say she don't develop that purpose or passion and she gets married and she's married for 20 years. She don't have a purpose or passion. Her purpose was to just be a wife, right? And then he decides he want to leave. What position would I put her in as far as
Okay.
like trying
Okay.
to get a job? Because she
No,
don't
no,
have
no.
education now.
Let
So
me reiterate what I said to you because I don't think that you was actively listening to me. Okay. I said being a capable woman in case there's the absence of a man, okay, because your daughter will leave you as you are her teacher, okay? Your daughter is learning from you. She builds with her husband, okay? So your daughter goes from you to her husband. She's capable, okay, meaning she can have a career, she can work, she can know how to climb on a ladder and
so
change the
that's what I
light
mean
bulb.
by independence. That's the
No,
only thing
that's
I
not, no, it's different, love. This is what I'm trying to let you understand.
capable, independence, whatever word you want to use is just,
No, no, it's not the same, Stacks, and I'm not meaning to be brushed or rude to you, okay? I'm not, so forgive me. No, it's not the same. When a woman is so independent, she comes off, okay, and we can see displaying all on social media. I don't need a man. I could do everything for myself. You understand what I'm
I'm
saying?
not talking about that type.
That is the mentality. No, she may not be this type now, but as you just stated, she is going off to college. She's going to go off to universities, and guess what's going to happen in university? A bunch of women, because I've been there. They're going to link with a bunch of other women, and trust me, the liberal groups of women in university
On earth.
is never ending. Let me tell you that.
So
I've
she
been
won't
there.
be independent when she enter freshman year of college?
Independent, it's like you're not is I feel like your purpose, you're not trying to understand me. There's a difference between capability and independence. You cannot be an independent married woman. Okay, it cancels out itself. It does not even run parallel to each other. Okay.
Stack, she
They-
actually, if you,
That's
so
correct.
what she's saying is basically that she trying to get you to really, is you basically saying, you trying to say what she's y'all saying the same thing, right? But she's saying
You
something
just
different
twisted up the
because
words,
she's
that's all.
trying to split that word to let
I
you
understand.
understand. She really wants you to embrace the capability part. And I hear where the sister coming from.
Right.
But nowadays, a lot of us embrace that. Not us, but I'm just saying in general, they'll throw that independence, and that breeds a separation. But if she understands the capability aspect, yeah, I can, but I'm gonna stay over here on this end with him. And
correct.
if this happens, I'm willing to fall into my capabilities, not the indie, because the indie will remove her from everything associated with the man, and she may even feel like I'm good. I don't even need a man no more.
Correct.
She's trying to say it like
Yeah,
that.
you got to make
Thank you,
sure
bro.
when my
This
dad
is this is
my
what I'm
dad
saying.
created
Go
created
ahead.
a balance. My dad created a balance for me. So let me just say this real quick so I can
Mhm.
show you what she's trying to say. So when my dad was teaching me about men and about being a follower, respecting the leader, he said to me, "You're independent right now. You know, you got to do what you got to do. Be an adult. You're adulting, right? You're gonna learn how to take care of yourself and do all these different things." He said, "However, when you're with a man, you let him lead. You follow that man. Just like you see your mama and how she, I had to watch them. This is how you do this. You let a man lead you, right? You are now interdependent. Basically, he's now in a position where you're not independent anymore. Okay, but you know how to take care of the business, you know how to manage the home and all of those things. But what he told me is that there's also a balance. When a man enters your life and he becomes your husband, then that man will take on that role of leadership, and now you will follow him. You won't even follow me anymore. You will follow him. Everything goes through him now. And so it's just creating the balance, because a lot of fathers that I've seen them, they do teach their daughters to be independent, get a gun and go out a pew pew. Sorry, F1 the comments, a pew pew, and learn all these karate
I do
moves and
all of that.
all these different all these different
I
things.
do
But
all
they
of
don't
that.
they don't give them the balance. They don't give them the balance of the you know what I'm saying? It's because a lot of them are hearing mothers say, "Well, you be independent, go out there and get your own." Because remember, these same single mama homes that these young girls are in, the men are there too. Okay, those little boys are there too. They're listening to their sister, mom, telling their sisters what to do in terms of going to get education and all of that stuff, and then making an image. So yes, you do have to have a balance. So she is right when she goes to school, because I see this happening.
Oh
To
my
me,
lord.
universities is nothing but a place, a manufacturer, a company, a entity for women to go through and come out as feminists,
It's
independent.
no,
I
that
own the
is that is
man,
I
something.
want to
all
let
these types of
Earthland.
things. So
Come
let
on,
me let
Earth.
me
Go ahead,
No,
land.
that is that. First off, that is something that is strictly marketed to black women. Okay, let me just say that and let me explain. Okay, when 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 I was graduating uni, okay, all of my Asians, white tea counterparts, everybody jumping up and down their engagement. Okay, black women love to run to uni to be independent, so they don't need a man. Okay, the other people go to uni so they could find their partners. Don't believe me? Just look out into it. Okay, so
Can I
this
speak on that?
this one
Hold on.
one
Come
second,
on.
coach, 1 second.
Hmm.
So, and let me just add to Kanar's point too. Like I said, I was raised pretty much with a lot of men. Every woman in my family has been married since forever. Okay, since freaking Wappy killed Philip, since forever. Nobody gets divorced. Nobody leaves the home and go work until their kids is leaving to go off to college. So I come from that. But also because I have brothers, my dad them taught me hunt to hunt. We go hunting, we go camping, I go fishing, I do all of those things. I love the pew pews. I have a lot of them. I love them. I do. So I'm capable. You understand what I'm saying? I'm capable. I'm not independent. That mindset that you install into a girl of you're so independent. No, 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 no. It's very masculine. And it's very hard to get rid of, especially now that she's about to go into uni and be around all of these other women. First, you're going to be running up and down saying, "Oh, I'm sexually liberated. I could do what men do. Why are you slut shaming me? Men do it." This is the type of fuckery that goes on.
But Earth,
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. What about, so forget about the independence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had a woman that I was dating. She was a few years young. She was 35 at the time. And when we moved in together, I quickly realized that she didn't know what her purpose in life was at 35, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't know what her passion was. I had to get on track with both of those things just so she could have a livelihood. Me personally, I don't believe in traditional women staying home and doing the traditional thing because I kind of was groomed to do everything for myself, like washing, and I don't have a problem with washing clothes. I don't have a problem with doing dishes. I don't have a problem. I don't want my woman taking out the garbage though. But me personally, I like to clean. I don't know why I like to clean, but I like my house clean, and that's just it. I'm not gonna fall back and go into this gender role thing because I really don't believe in the gender role assignments. Now, I don't need her to contribute to no bills because I make well enough money to take care of everybody, but I like a woman to have a livelihood. I like, and if you want to be capable, sure. But I want her to go and tackle the world. I don't want her to stay home. I want her to have a purpose, have a passion. And that's the only thing I mean. So, all right, we could change the word to capable because I'm just want a capable person in my life. And when people switch up and say a wife is not a partner, it's just mind semantics on words because I feel partnership is a partnership. It doesn't mean she got to come 50-50. I don't aspire to do that. But what I'm saying about partnerships is like reciprocity. That's what I believe in. What I'm giving you, I want the same in return. Not that I have it on the string, but I want somebody to be nurturing. I want somebody to be considerate. You know, I want a feminine woman. I don't want masculine energy around me. So I don't, when I said independence, you can switch it up to capable because I don't want a woman even matching me. Like, because I want to be the protector. I want to be the provider. I want to be all those things. I don't have any like,
Even gender
So yeah, I was
traditional
about
role.
to say, so you
yeah,
do believe in the tradition roles of the genders.
yeah, but I don't believe
Wait,
in a
You've
woman got to do
always
dishes
worked.
and all
wait a
that.
second,
I
can
don't
I
believe that if
please?
a woman start working, that she got to come home and take care of the family. That's why I said partnership. Because if
No.
she say if she wanted to work, right, and she wanted to work because she needed the money, but she needed to have a livelihood, right? I believe that then we have a partnership because guess what? I'm doing laundry on some days, I'm doing dishes on some days, and I'm cooking on some. So it's no gender role assignments. That's what I mean.
Okay, so you're a self-sufficient man. You're a very self-sufficient man. As
I don't
as
need my woman
as
doing
every
this.
as every no, you don't need a woman for those things. And who said it's only women who are supposed to only do those things? And being a traditional woman does not mean staying at home. So you saying that she doesn't know her purpose. She not knowing her purpose is solely on her. That has nothing to do with her being a woman or being staying at home or none of those things. She just have not found her passion, or maybe she lack ambition. I don't know. Okay, because I'm a capable woman. I'm not an independent woman. And I am who you considered Claire and Mrs. Huxtable. Okay, it's
All right,
church and
so
state.
that's
It's
a good
church.
example right there.
Okay,
That's the
so
perfect example.
I practice church and state. Work is at work. Okay, I don't bring my work home, and home is at home. You understand what I'm saying? Church and state. I am a capable woman. Now, if there's a man in my presence, listen, I am not doing nothing that is what for man to do. I ain't taking out a garbage. I ain't climbing up to change no light bulbs. I ain't doing none of them things. I promise you right now. If I was talking to you right now, you guys hear that squeaking sound, and my dad heard it. My dad is leaving all the way from Brooklyn, New York, to come and change that shit. I swear to you.
Let me ask you a question about Claire Huxtable. Do
Mm.
you think Claire Huxtable would have helped? Do you think she helped pay for some of her kids' college tuition?
Yes,
Okay, why?
because she's capable. She can do it.
Okay,
She's
that's
Yeah,
what
but
I
able to
think.
Claire
do it.
Huxtable was a feminist, though. That's what people
How
don't
you
Okay,
know?
realize.
guys, I'm not going that far. It was just the
I
example
don't
of
think
role
she
that
was a
she played.
feminist.
I'm just
It was just
throwing what
no.
I
It
want
was
to
not.
say
It
out
was
there,
no. It
Earth.
was
I'm
no.
just
Why you
throwing
think
what
No,
she
I
no,
was a
want to
no,
say
no,
feminist
no,
out
no.
though?
there. Is that
No, it
okay?
had nothing. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not even gonna go there
I'm
because
a
that was
I'm
not
gonna
my example.
interject
My
for
I
two
know, but
example,
seconds,
I went
guys.
my
there though.
example was because I am a career woman, and I'm also a very feminine woman, not a feminist. I am not a feminist. I'm a feminine woman who knows my role as a woman. Okay, that's the reason why I brought Clear up. Not if she was a feminist or none of that. I don't care. That was not
I
my
understand
example.
that, Earth, but
Earth
that's
Goddess
what
and
I
Yeah,
Sonata.
I know
said.
you said.
Let me add something
That's
to y'all point.
okay. I ain't
Wait,
talking
no,
about
no,
Earth
no,
you.
no,
I'm talking
no.
about
Goddess,
Coach was
Claire.
waiting. Coach was waiting. I'm sorry.
it's all
Everybody,
good.
y'all like to talk too much. Coach was waiting. Sorry.
Earth Goddess, you
Yes.
made a beautiful point, and I've had the blessing to sit here and just listen and take into a lot of the feedback from a lot of the panel. So thank you. What
Thank
I
you.
would like to do, and I love the analogy of breaking down the difference between independence and capabilities. It is the notion of saying, hey, I don't necessarily need you, but I desire you. And if I can't come 100% all the time in my role, I know my partner is capable of fulfilling
Definitely.
that extra 20%, 30% when needed.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is the essence of a true partnership. Where I speak for my people, right? Because we were just talking about college and the feminist movement and how that kind of trickled into this independent woman mindset, which has really caused the Black woman specifically to be the last to get married, but the first to divorce.
Mm-hmm.
When we take a look at our culture and we go back into the 1950s and 60s, us as a Black community was a nuclear family. We had father in the home, we had mother in the home with the children. The father was able to go to high school and actually get a trade. They
Mm-hmm.
were mandatory in the high schools. Those were the skills that paid the bills. We had welding, electricity, we had contractors and carpenters.
Coming.
And so these men were leaving high school with a skill and a trade that was allowing them to work and provide for the family. It wasn't until the FBI was initiated with J. Edgar Hoover where his initial responsibility was to eradicate every prominent black figure in the black community. That's why Malcolm went first, then King, then Fred Hampton. Right at the beginning of the 1970s, we moved into the mass incarceration movement. That is when the trades were removed from the schools and men were getting arrested by any means at a large volume. And that's when they started promoting college. You do not hear about college being vastly promoted, primarily targeting the black woman. Why is this? This was to make the black man economically irrelevant to the black woman because they knew if they could take the black man out of the household, they could control the culture. You get into the 80s, you have the crack epidemic. Then you have the AIDS epidemic attacking our community simultaneously. From that point, the man was either selling the drug because he could not afford to take care of his family, or he was using the drug because of the mental instability to
Wait a second,
handle the
Ali. Ali,
reality.
wait. You guys have to wait. Jesus.
Tell him to say smug so the brother won't get striked
Oh,
now.
smug.
Smug, thank you, brother. Thank you, Smugs. From the 90s, the Clinton crime bill that Joe Biden actually was initiated in as well. So slowly over time, you started to see a cultural shift and division when it came to the black woman being economically reliant on the black man.
Let's not forget
That is when this theme came from the independent black woman. Plus, think about how the government was supporting the idea through welfare that a woman could get assisted by the government as long as she kept the black man out of the house. And a lot of people try to deem and condemn black men and view us as lazy or irresponsible. These systemic attacks have been on us for decades, at least the last 56 years. So we try our best to gain an understanding. Like when I work with a client, the first thing I do is a historical analysis. Where did the trauma begin? Where does it stem from? Where has the disconnect originated from? And I hear a lot of times, especially in our community, we speak a lot about the current situation and we try to find a solution, but we never reverted right back to the core where it all began. And so sometimes I think that's where a lot of the back and forth banter happens between us. And we try our best to find resolve, but it just seems more difficult if we're not actually getting to the root of the situation at hand.
Yes, so I'm going to piggyback off of you, okay?